It is very important, of course, that the public is well informed, because ultimately, in a democracy, what the government do must have public support. But on the other side, it is even more important that leaders are well informed, as the makers of decisions and, in this case, the representatives of the decision makers, because sometimes leaders must explain to the public why they make the decision. And in this case, it is very clear that it is to protect future generations, including ours, from potential problems that can be very expensive and very bad for humanity. What is important is first to have information from the scientific community pointing out that they are not going to tell you what to do, but what happens depending on what the society does. But also for economists to tell us that the problem can be solved and at a rather moderate price, and that if not resolved it will cost more. But all that has to be well documented. That is why there must be very good communication with society, so that society will support decisions that are based on value judgment, based on how much we want to risk, how much we want to protect our children, our grandchildren, but we must take this decision based on reliable information. That is why it is very important. Mexico is particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. That is why we are very interested in an international agreement. Mexico wins, and so do all countries. Mexico is working well as a leader for making decisions that may affect in a very positive way these international agreements. For the scientific community, the successful story is, on one side, that the scientific basis is clear, the consequences of taking action or not. We want a clear beginning to define very clearly what the next step is, and perhaps putting all the important steps which are already underway in many countries into an international agreement with the expectation that they can improve even more in the future. It is very important that people are aware of the huge risk we are taking of doing damage to the planet that can ultimately harm society. Billions of people could probably have extreme weather events catastrophic for them. This can be avoided. The positive message is that it does have a solution, and it is not very expensive, and we are not talking about great sacrifices. On the contrary, we are talking about preventing consequences that will be very much hinder the economic development for our children and grandchildren.
El desarrollo económico.